Hi everyone, welcome back to the decorating video of the pages of my calendar book album that I designed for Country Craft Creations using Authentique's The Calendar Collection. So this video is for October, November, and December. It's the last video for decorating your pages. And on all 3 months I have already chosen and pre-cut and made up the elements that I'm going to add to the page. You'll notice it's getting a little bit harder here on this back side because of the volume here. I like lots of tags and thick things. You may not, so you can simplify yours as you desire to make it thinner. I just like lots of things on mine, so it does kind of lift up there, but I don't have a problem with that. So for October, we're going to start with October. And to save some time on the video, I did a lot of this assembly ahead of time. So the pocket for October is exactly the same as July's. So I've cut it. The cardstock is 9 inches. You cut it 9 inches by 3.5. Then you're going to score your 9-inch side at 1/2 inch and 8.5. And then you turn and score your 3.5-inch side at 1/2 inch. So you have a pocket this size. Make sure you angle cut the bottom 2 corners where the score lines meet, and then go ahead and burnish that up. So here I made a pocket. I used 3 of the cut aparts, left them together, the haunted house, the Halloween, and the ghost. I made a stopper here at the bottom using October 31st from the cut aparts. And then I arranged my 2 stamps that are matted onto black cardstock here on the side. So I made this one just a little bit different. So we're going to put this pocket in right here at the bottom with the glue. So just like before, we're going to put the glue on the 1/2 inch sections here. Of the back side of this pocket. We're going to put it down here at the bottom, and again, line it up, the fold of this pocket, the left hand fold, up against the cut edge of the page. Bring it in so that it's lined up straight across the bottom, and it doesn't go into the fold of the book down here. So you're going to really burnish this in. Hold it if you need to. Whoops, mine came loose. Like I said, it's getting a little thick in here to mat these down. So I'm going to hold it down for just a second. If you need to grab some clips, that will certainly help if you're putting these in while your book is already assembled. So I'm going to put a couple down here, and then I'm going to really burnish this. So this is holding it on this side, and then this I'm going to burnish this in. So next I have the October image cut out from the collection, matted it to black cardstock. So this is going to be glued onto the page up above the pocket. I'm going to put a slight angle here and burnish that down. And then I have this cute saying, ghosts and goblins, spooks galore, scary witches at your door, jack-o'-lanterns shining bright, wishing you a haunting night. Matted this to the black cardstock also, and I'm just going to overlap it here a little bit. Just like that. And of course, burnish that down. Okay, I also made a card for, of course, October. I matted it this pretty on the back side of one of the papers, this floral orange and black piece. I matted to a little bit of black cardstock. I then matted the image to black cardstock trim this down to fit. This is an A2 card that is 5.5 by 4.25 wide. I matted Happy Haunting, added some extra ink on that to some of the black patterned words, and created this card. So of course this is going to go inside the pocket. And then I have this cut apart. She's so cute with the black kitty and the little girl with the witch's hat. So this was already had the jack-o'-lantern bat paper trim around it. I added it to a little bit of black, and I'm just going to stick that right in here. Or you can even stick it down in this part here if you like that. Kind of let it peek up a little bit. First I made 2 tags. This one, I cut out the words out of the cut apart Trick or Treat. And then orange button string, scrunched up black seam binding ribbon, and then I glued on a glittery spider from my stash. It's just one of those cheap plastic spiders. You cut the back off. Sometimes there are rings. And then I just glued that right over that. So that's going to go in there with your spider and your ribbon sticking out. This one I used some orange. I had this in my stash. Some orange eyelash thread. It usually comes in a great big bundle. I've had this for many years. I just love it for Halloween. So I just tied that on. Wrapped Halloween from a cut apart around the tag. It's got the ghost on the back. And then I slipped in one of these stamps that I cut and matted to black with Dracula. I added a little tiny jack-o'-lantern that I cut out of the paper as a stopper, and it just holds him in. And so, of course, that tucks in also. Just somewhere back in here. That. And then I folded up these tickets because I like on the pumpkin patch, $2, pick your own. 1 trick requires treats, sold here, 1 trick required. Folded that up like a little, tuck thing. Stick that in there. And this is another one I like. It's just a bunch of hocus pocus. Matted that to black, and I'm just going to stick that in there. So that is October. Now we're ready for November. November has this really pretty fall leaves pattern that came from the collection for the month of November. Off some of this stuff here cut in there. And I did want to mention that off camera, I did trim down some of the solids to space, for the space in between here. It is about 3/8 inch wide, a little less than the 1/2 inch. So I have orange here to bring these 2 colors together. This one I used the pink because of the apples, and then the pink over here. That's August and September. June and July, I used the brighter blue, pulls that in, and just kind of brings it in for the July. April and May, I use the bright pink. It pulls it out of that one, and there's pink over here on this side. And then for February and March, because the colors are so drastically different, I just went with the blue. And then, of course, this has the floral on the front here from the spine that we did. And for December on here, I put a piece of the holly, because I have this blue here on this side, and I kind of put a solid blue in between to kind of, as a divide, to just kind of pull it all together. I have some of my elements already stuck in there, but I'll be showing you those. So here is November. For November's pocket, I decided to go with the one, instead of making a mirror project page from here, I went with the one the same as August. So this is a piece of cardstock that you cut down to 6 inch by 4. You're going to score your 6 inch side at a 1/2 inch and at 5.5. Turn and score your 4 inch side at a 1/2 inch. So fold that up, make sure you miter the corners. Fold that up. I glued some of the plaid paper on the back. I went ahead and made a pocket on this one with one of the cut aparts that I matted to black cardstock and added the gobble gobble, and then 2 gold buttons from my stash. So I'm going to decide where to put this pocket. Make sure we have plenty of room for our cards. And I want the leaves to show, so I'm going to put it there. You just decide where you want yours. You can do it on the right, the left. Just don't put it on upside down. Got my glue, and I'm going to kind of about 3/4 of an inch from the side, right side, and from the bottom. I'll go ahead and burnish this down. This is pretty flat here for November, so it should work good with burnishing. Okay. Now I made 2 tags. I kept these pretty simple. This one I used a green colored seam binding ribbon that kind of matches the colors here. I cut apart Thanksgiving and wrapped it around so the turkeys are on the back. And this one I used Grateful Hearts because of the brown in the leaves. And I used a rope type element ribbon that I had that had some shiny sparkly gold in it, and I just like that. So these are going to kind of tuck in here like that. Of course, we've got the month of November here cut out. Matted it to black, and once again I forgot to put it on before the pocket. Still can lift it up, and I'm just going to glue it right in there. Don't know why I cannot remember to put this down first, but you know, until your pocket's down, you're not real sure where it's going to go. So anyway, some glue here. I'm going to lift this up and just slide it under. Like that. And we're going to burnish that in. Okay. Now then, this one's going to go up here. Thanksgiving is a time of togetherness and gratitude. I matted it, this cut apart, to some more black cardstock, so I'm just going to put glue on the back. Put this here at the top and burnish down, and also be sure to add in a little glue here where you lift, if you had to lift your pocket, and burnish that. Make sure it sticks. Next, I'm going to add my 2 stamps that are matted to black cardstock. I have here the turkey one. So I'm going to put that one right about here. And then this one, because of this pocket, the way it is, it's kind of overlaps, so I added 2 pieces of scraps. You can't see it. Just little pieces of cardstock, 2 layered on top to give it some lift. And then I'm just going to glue this so that it hangs off of this, right about like that. Okay, there's that. I made, of course, the card. It says Gather Together. That's from a cut apart, matted to some of the brown. I used the brown solid from the collection and the gold solid from this month's collection for November. Cut apart, trimmed it down to fit the A2 card. And then that's going to tuck into this pocket back here. And then, of course, I made 2 more. I couldn't choose, so these are matted to the black cardstock. I have this pretty girl with the autumn leaves, the tree, and these harvesting these children. So these can just tuck in wherever you need to. They won't go in this pocket here, but they will go behind this. So we can use these in our easel if we need to. So there is November. And our last page is December of the month. I've already got these stuck in there, so let me take them out for now. I do want to say that I went ahead and did a pocket exactly the same as the one in the front on the blue. This one goes in the inside here, not the cover part, but here inside the book. I use a different trim here. The last 6 months of the year, a stamp for each one, and then I have inside the pocket all 6 of the months, July through November, and there's December. Hadn't put it in there yet. So these just all slide in. This is for my easel box. So those all slide in like that. So I'm ready to do December. Grab all my elements that I made for that. Okay. So this pocket was already in. We made this earlier when we were patterning it. I cut a 1-inch piece of the plaid. I wanted to bring that in. I'm going to glue that right here. This is cut to, should be 8 inches long. Yes, 8 inches. So I don't think I'm going to make that a belly band, but I might. No, I'm going to make some pockets. You know what, you can make it a belly band and then you can decide later if you're going to use it or not. So I'm just going to put glue on each end. So I am going to make it as one whether I use it or not. So I'm going to put that right there and there and even it up. Burnish those ends. Let that dry. So what I had planned, let's see here, matted that. I planned to make 2 pockets here. So this is what I'm going to do with mine. These are the tickets matted to black cardstock. I'm going to put glue on each end and across the bottom. Put this one here. It says present shop $10. Leave under nearest tree. I'm just going to burnish that. Make that a pocket. Kisses given freely, mistletoe. Step under with caution. And again, glue on each end. Across the bottom. And make it about the same distance here at an angle. And we're going to burnish that. Okay. So we have the December month cut apart. Matted that. I trimmed it down a little bit. Just have a little bit of the plaid showing and then matted it to the black. And I think I want to put it here. So you can have fun with this decorating. You can use some of the same ideas I have. You can go out on your own and just have a good time just decorating. Use the elements that you like from the collection. You have a lot to choose from with this particular collection for each month. Let's see. What do I want? My stamps. Here they are. I've got this Santa. I love this Santa. And another Santa. Put this up here. I'm going to do a little different on this one. So I love this Santa. I'm going to put him right up here at an angle. And then I'm going to take my stamps. I'm going to put this one down first with the poinsettia. Here at this angle. And the Santa stamp. As you can see, I'm all about the Santa. I love Santa images. So I'm going to put that one right there. I made a card, used a Santa. Image, trimmed it down. It's matted on the green from the December collection. The holly and berries. Trimmed down the Santa with his sack of toys. Added Merry Christmas from the cut-aparts and matted it with some of the reds. This is, again, an A2 card. So I'm going to slide that in. Put him over here. Like that. I couldn't decide on all this, so I have a lot of tucks to go in. This is a little booklet I made. Like snowflakes, my Christmas memories gather and dance, each beautiful, unique, and gone too soon. So I tied a natural button string bow, added this pretty vintage button, shiny, and then on the ends I tied these little charms I had in my stash. This is a Christmas tree, and this is a reindeer. And this is a booklet that opens up, and I used the 4 inside. These were, I didn't cut them apart. I just left them the way they were, all stuck together. All is calm, all is bright. At Christmas, play and make good cheer, for Christmas comes but once a year. He who has not Christmas in his heart will never find it under a tree. And then love the giver more than the gift. And there's red dots on the back. It's really pretty. So this is going to tuck in here. Maybe I think I'll tuck it over the card here so that those charms are hanging down like that. The tags. This one with the greenery. I tied a cord, a red and white cord, into the top, added Santa Claus, just glued it straight down. The reindeers are on the back. So that's going to go here, like that. And then this one says Merry Christmas in the green. It's blue with the white or off-white holly. I scrunched up and glued on a dark green seam binding ribbon. And then I had this in my stash. It's a vintage button, but it was covered with this light green tweed, kind of wintry sweater looking. So I thought that was pretty. I'm going to slide that in this pocket. Like that. My charms hanging down over here. And then my cut-aparts. Let's see, I made a booklet out of this triple. It says Christmas, the reindeer, and Santa. So that can tuck in here, I think. Getting a lot of stuff stuck in there. Let's see here. There we go. Just lots. And all these elements can be used on your easel card. I cut her out. She was so cute. Matted it to some of the plaid. So I'm going to stick that in there. And then this one, the silhouette, shadow, the tree and the children decorating the tree. So I want that one in there too. And then I cut this out. I guess I thought I was going to need a stopper. Naughty or nice. I am going to put that right up here above Santa. Kind of like a sign. So I'm going to put that on there and glue that down. Okay, so there's our December. So that concludes the decorating video for this album, this calendar book album. Again, this is Authentique's The Calendar Collection. This is perfect for monthly calendars, for the decorating a book like this one, for your cards. making cards throughout the year. This is a really fun collection available at Country Craft Creations at their online store. So be sure and check it out. You can order the whole collection, or you can also order just each month as you need them. So you can kind of budget this the way you need to. Again, I use primarily June, so I did have to get extra June collection to cover my album. I'm going to leave this plain here so it's not hindered with the closing of the book. So let me show you real quick the closing. So this is also elements from June. This is from the border of one of the sheets of paper in the collection. The best thing about the future is that it comes one day at a time. Abraham Lincoln. This is attached down. This is a pocket, so you can put a card in here, or this June cut apart here. Use June plaid on the sides. A pull from Butterbee Scraps. June pattern on the back and the front, so that's why you need extra June collections. This opens up like this, lays down. You got your pocket here and here with all your months. And I'm just going to flip through real quick. January. Whoops. They all want to pop out. There we go. February. March. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November, and December. So I want to thank you so very much for watching. There will be a separate tutorial on how to make the easel box for this. All these will be in a playlist on my YouTube channel so that you can easily find them as you are working on your projects. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.